4:47 a.m., Sacramento, California. Breaking reports began to surface just minutes earlier. Federal agents had executed a coordinated operation targeting a high-ranking state official. 3.4 metric tons of narcotics seized, $2.3 billion in financial activity flagged. 42 individuals detained across 5 locations. And at the center of it all, a sitting state governor with access to federal security infrastructure. This was not a leak, this was confirmation. What followed would expose a network operating inside the very system designed to stop it. Hit like so this story reaches more people because what you're about to hear should never have been possible. The Sacramento district had always been controlled, monitored, secured, government housing zones, surveillance cameras at every intersection. You're the kind of place where nothing moves without documentation. The residents on Granite Bay Drive stood behind reinforced gates valued at $5.6 million, registered under Governor Hassan Aidan Suleiman, a Somali-born political figure who had built his reputation on reform, security, and anti-corruption policy. For nearly 6 years, he operated at the highest levels of state authority, attending federal briefings, overseeing infrastructure funding, and influencing cross-border security programs. To the public, he represented order, stability, control. But behind that image, something else had been building. For years, Suleiman had been living a second life. The investigation did not begin with him. It began 14 months earlier in Long Beach, California, when port inspectors flagged an irregular cargo manifest labeled agricultural refrigeration units. The temperature logs were inconsistent, 12 degrees below regulation, and the shipment had bypassed secondary inspection under an expedited clearance code issued through a state-level override. That override signature would later be traced back to a secure administrative channel connected to the governor's office. At the time, it raised no alarms. Shipments moved, containers cleared, trucks exited the port before sunrise. But over the next 6 months, similar anomalies began to surface. Oakland Port, San Diego Freight Terminal, Fresno Inland Distribution Yard, each shipment marked as humanitarian or agricultural aid. Each cleared without inspection, each carrying coded routing numbers linked to offshore logistics firms registered in Panama, Cyprus, and Somalia. The deeper agents dug, the more the pattern tightened. This was not random, it was controlled. Records showed 87 shipments moving through California's cargo network under the same authorization pathway. Financial tracing revealed $780 million flowing through shell corporations tied to these shipments within just 11 months. Payments disguised as infrastructure consulting, renewable energy contracts, and international logistics partnerships. But behind those documents, DEA financial analysts identified direct links to Sinaloa cartel distribution cells operating out of Tijuana and Guadalajara. This was not smuggling. This was integration. Comment truth if you believe corruption at this level must be exposed. 11:32 p.m., FBI Joint Operations Center, Los Angeles. Inside a secured federal command facility, maps displayed California's transportation grid, red markers across Sacramento, San Jose, Fresno, San Diego, and Bakersfield, 6 primary targets, 12 secondary sites. Agents from FBI, HRT, ICEHSI, DEA tactical response teams, and U.S. Marshals assembled in silence. Briefings confirmed the scale: 3.4 tons of narcotics expected across multiple locations. Estimated street value exceeding $2.1 billion. Weapons presence likely. Potential armed resistance flagged at 2 sites. This was no longer surveillance. This was execution. The order came at 3:10 a.m. deploy. More than 240 federal agents mobilized simultaneously. Black Hawk helicopters lifted from Travis Air Force Base, armored vehicles staged along Interstate 5 corridors, encrypted channels secured, thermal imaging units calibrated, K-9 narcotics teams positioned for rapid deployment across 5 cities. Targets were locked. This was not one raid, this was a system-wide breach. 4:52 a.m. Sacramento. Fog hung low over Granite Bay. Streetlights cut through the haze as unmarked SUVs sealed the perimeter. Agents moved with precision, no noise beyond controlled footsteps. The breach team approached the front entrance. One strike, the battering ram hit, the door collapsed inward. Flashbang deployment, entry confirmed, rooms cleared in sequence, kitchen secure, office secure, lower level secure, no resistance, no gunfire. Inside the master suite, Governor Hassan Adan Suleiman was located. Awake, standing, silent, he did not run, he did not speak. He was placed into federal custody within 63 seconds of entry, but what they found next changed the operation entirely. Behind a reinforced wall in the lower level office, agents identified a concealed entry panel. Thermal imaging had detected irregular heat signatures behind the structure. The panel opened into a hidden chamber extending 18 feet beyond the visible floor plan. Inside, stacked containers lined the walls, vacuum-sealed packages, each marked with numeric identifiers, each weighing approximately 20 kilograms. Field tests confirmed high-purity cocaine. Total volume at that location alone exceeded 1.2 metric tons. But additional locations would soon expand that number. Type yes if you want to see all targets hit at once. Simultaneously, in San Jose, federal agents breached a commercial warehouse registered as a renewable energy storage facility. Inside, they discovered 640 kilograms of methamphetamine concealed within battery casings. In Fresno, a cold storage distribution center yielded 920 kilograms of fentanyl packaged within frozen produce shipments. In San Diego, a private air hangar contained 480 kilograms of heroin alongside 36 semi-automatic rifles and 14 unregistered handguns with filed serial numbers. Bakersfield agents uncovered $76 million in cash stored across industrial-grade safes hidden beneath concrete flooring. The numbers were staggering, but the structure behind them was even more disturbing. Back in Sacramento, agents moved deeper into the hidden chamber. On a steel desk, they recovered 11 encrypted hard drives, 19 burner phones, and a leather-bound ledger. Inside the ledger, entries were organized by month, payments, routes, clearance codes. Each entry cross-referenced with shipment IDs. Financial totals matched offshore transfers. Monthly revenue averaged $210 million. Over a 5-year period, the network had processed more than $2.3 billion. It was not chaos, it was precision. By 8:30 a.m., FBI cyber units began analyzing digital evidence. What they uncovered expanded the case beyond California. Shipment logs revealed routing paths extending into Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and Illinois. International links connected to Mexico, Panama, Somalia, and the UAE. The network was not regional, it was global. Share this video so communities understand what was hiding inside the system. Further analysis revealed something else. Authorization chains, clearance approvals, access credentials, multiple entries traced back to internal state systems, not just the governor. Additional officials appeared in the records, 3 state transportation directors, 2 Port Authority executives, 4 customs liaison officers. Payments ranged from $30,000 to $180,000 per month. Disguised as consulting fees and infrastructure grants, every transaction documented, every participant tracked. The deeper agents dug, the clearer it became. This was not smuggling, this was control. At the center of the network, investigators identified a coordination node labeled internally as Atlas. This system managed shipment timing, financial routing, and enforcement avoidance protocols. It monitored federal inspection schedules. It rerouted cargo during high-risk windows. It adjusted clearance codes in real time. Access to Atlas required high-level authorization. Only 3 individuals held that level of clearance. One of them was Governor Suleiman. By day 2, federal authorities expanded operations. 680 additional agents deployed across 4 states. Financial accounts frozen. Properties seized. 132 shell companies flagged for investigation. $1.1 billion in assets restricted within 48 hours. The network began to fracture. If this shocked you, comment expose below. But the most disturbing discovery came from witness files. Over a 3-year period, 19 confidential informants connected to cartel activity had disappeared after providing statements to local authorities. Records showed their identities had been accessed through secure legal databases. Access logs traced back to terminals authorized under state-level credentials. In the ledger, 19 entries were marked with a single word, closed. Dates aligned with disappearance reports. Investigators cross-referenced these with unsolved cases across California and Arizona. Maud, the pattern was undeniable. This network did not just move drugs, it eliminated risk. The shock spread faster than news alerts. Sacramento was no longer stable. The state government was no longer insulated. Trust inside institutions weakened. Communities demanded answers. How could this happen? How could a system designed to enforce the law become a shield for those breaking it? By day 4, federal prosecutors filed 58 criminal charges across 42 defendants. Charges included narcotics trafficking, money laundering, obstruction of justice, conspiracy to commit murder, and racketeering under federal statutes. Governor Suleiman faced 17 counts, including abuse of office and facilitation of international narcotics distribution. Asset seizures continued. $340 million in real estate holdings, 27 commercial properties, 14 private accounts, 6 offshore trusts, vehicles, aircraft, digital currency, wallets valued at $92 million. The scale was overwhelming, but federal officials remained cautious because dismantling a network like this requires more than arrests. It requires rebuilding trust. In a closed federal briefing, one official stated, "When corruption reaches this level, the damage is not measured in money or drugs. It is measured in confidence lost." Because this case proved something undeniable. Corruption does not always hide in darkness. Sometimes it operates in plain sight, behind offices, behind policies, behind authority. If a network like this could exist for over 5 years inside one of the most monitored states in the country, how many others are still operating undetected? Hit like if you believe accountability matters. Comment your thoughts below, because this is not just a story about crime, it is about the system itself. If you want to see how cases like this continue to unfold, hit subscribe and stay with us, because this was not the end. This was only the beginning.